welcome to Vicar Sports Chat. I'm Vern, and welcome to our live sports update. Recap the last 24 hours of sports. As per always, email address on top there if you want to get hold of us. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Let's start this one off with the topics. There we go. Football, rugby, sumo, skiing, Australian Open, cricket, NBA, NHL, and NFL today, all on the show. So let's check this one out. Let's get on. We're going to start. That is the Premier League. There we go. Look at that result on top there. Absolutely mustard victory that one yesterday. 2-0 for Man United. Absolute screamer. I can't wait to go watch Match of the Day. I wanted to watch it last night, but Ryan went to bed early, so I said, well, I'll watch it with him together. So we'll check that one out later. So Man United beat Man City 2-0. Come on, United. Chelsea beat Brentford 2-0. Leeds beat Fulham 1-0. We had Liverpool drawing to Burnley 1-1. Sunderland beating Crystal Palace 2-1. And old Glasner with a bit of a rant after that game as well, complaining about the club just taking away his best players, and I don't know, he might be sacked in the morning. You never know. Ruben Amorim was. Spurs lost to West Ham. The Spurs on a terrible run there against West Ham, but they are doing really badly. How long is their coach Thomas Frank going to be around? And another good result there, Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 0. The rest of the games are today and tomorrow. So let's get that one out of there. Then take that away. Then we go quickly into the AFCON. Yes, we do have AFCON tonight. That is live on the channel, 8 o'clock Central European Time. AFCON final between Morocco, the hosts, and Senegal. Absolute, should be a good game. I hope so. I was disappointed in the semi-finals there. Both games, not too hot. But listen, yesterday, Nigeria did beat Egypt there on penalty shootouts to claim that third spot, which I think is an absolute useless game anyway. But never mind. For FIFA, UEFA, CONCACAF, that's all money. So that is gone. Let's go check out the Investec Cup quickly. And there were a lot of games yesterday in the Investec Cup. We start off with the Sharks beating Claremont 50-12. Bayonne losing to Leinster 13-22. And the almighty Stormers beating Leicester 39-26. But it wasn't that close cut as it looks. As it wasn't that, how could you call it? That easy as it looks. It was a tough game. The Stormers were always there. They're about 1 point difference there. It was a ding-dong battle. Stormers didn't play well. It wasn't a great game to watch, but they came through at the end, and that is the most important thing, getting those points on the board. Toulouse absolutely hammered the Sale Sharks 77-7. Holy moly. You don't want to play Toulouse in the next round, that I can tell you. Munster losing to Castres State 29-31. That's a bit of a surprise. And Gloucester losing to Toulon 14-31. The other games will take place today. That is the Bears, the Bristol Bears against Bordeaux, the Northampton Saints against Scarlet, La Rochelle against Harlequins, and Warriors against Saracen. Then we'll know who's up there in those quarterfinals or last 16. Let's put those ones away. We did have some skiing yesterday. Yes, ladies were in Treviso in Italy, and Nicole Delgo won that one for Italy. Winkelmann there in second, and Lindsay Vaughan. Still doing well, Lindsay. How you doing? That was the women's, but that was not the most important skiing event yesterday. No, it was the absolute screamer of a skiing downhill in the Lauberhorn in Wengen. Like I said yesterday, there's only two big ski races, Wengen and Kitzbühel. And of course, it could only be one winner. Yes, Marco Odermatt smashed it, baby. Absolutely smashed it. Almost a second ahead of Vincent Kriechmeier of Austria. It's just the way it goes, guys. And Giovanni Franzoni of Italy came in third. So congratulations to the master himself. Franco Odermatt, absolutely fantastic. Then we're going to go, this is starting up as well. Aussie Open is starting. Yes, the Australian Open has started. I watched with my wife yesterday. The opening ceremony was very cool. Then they had a little doubles match, Pat Rafter and Leighton Hewitt against Andre Agassi and Roger Federer. That was an absolute fun event as well, like a little exhibition comedy show almost. And then halfway through, Andre Agassi went to go sit down, and Ash Barty took over, and it was a fantastic game. Brought back a lot of memories. Afterwards, they had interviews and stuff like that. It was absolutely amazing. So, Aussie Open has started. I'm just going to quickly get to the results that has happened already. Only the favorites, I would say. Svitolina of Ukraine beating Buxa of Spain 6-4, 6-1. Paolini of Italy beating Sasnovic of Belarus 6-1, 6-2. Otherwise, nothing special there with the ladies so far. Let's go over to the men's. Zverev beat Diallo of Canada in 4 sets. Who else played there for the men? That is actually interesting. Nobody at the moment. But listen here, it's only the first round. We'll get into the results. Vic will probably get into the results tomorrow of the other matches. So let's get this Australian Open round out of there. And that is part of our poll today. Let's get into that one. Which Grand Slam tennis tournament is your favorite? So check that one out as well. Let's get into Aussie Open. Sumo, baby. Day 7 results of the Sumo. There we do. Ichi Yamamoto losing to Ura there. Oho losing to Takayasu. Kirishima beating Yoshino Fuji. Wakana Motoharo against Aonishiki. Koto Sakura beats Watataka Kake. Daisha loses to Onosato. And Hoshori beats Hakuno Fuji. So the big boys all in it. Let's check out quickly the table. Take it away. Who's leading? Well, there's 6 wrestlers there with 6-1. It is Hoshoryu, Onosato, Aonishiki, Kirishima, Abi, and Oshomi. They're all 6-1. So it's ticing up there in the Sumo, baby. A lot of people heading for that tournament ring. Let's check out today's schedule. There you go. Ura against Watataka Kage, Hoshino Fuji against Wakamoto Haro, Ichi Yamamoto against Takayasu, Koto Sakura against Oho, Kirishima against Aonishiki, and that's the match of the day. Both on 6-1 there. The Sekawake against the Ozeki. That would be a real cool bout. Hoshoryu against Daisho, and Hakuno Fuji against Onosato. Ooh-wee. Let's get the Sumo out of the way. Cricket, yes, there is still cricket today. That last and final deciding ODI starts at 3 o'clock. Today, AM, I don't know what time that is, but it is India against New Zealand. Tied a piece there, so that's the deciding game in the cricket. Then we get into the NFL playoffs. Ooh, we had some cracking games yesterday. The Bulls lost to the Broncos in OT there, 30-33. I know Vic was doing that one. And of course, shout out to my friend Dominic, who was at that Seahawks game. 49ers losing to the getting hammered by the Seahawks, 6-41. He must have had a big party afterwards. I can't wait for Monday when he comes back to work so we can chat about that one. Then, of course, we do have the NHL. And there were a lot of games in the NHL. I'm just going to see if those other games are finished. They are finished. I'll let you know about that one. I'll put them in quickly. Well, let's go through them. Okay, Canadians beat the Senators 6-5. The Hurricanes beat the Devils 4-1. The Blue Jackets beat the Penguins 4-3. The Panthers beat the Capitals 5-2. The Maple Leafs beat the Jets 4-3. The Bruins beat the Blackhawks 5-2. The Oilers beat the Canucks 6-0. The Golden Knights beat the Predators 7-2. And the Ducks win in OT against the Kings 2-1. That is your NHL. Let's get it out of here. And we'll go into our last segment of today, and that is the NBA. We had the Jazz losing to the Mavericks 121-38. Williams there with 22 points for Dallas. The Celtics beating the Hawks 132-106. Brown with 41 points, 6 rebounds for Boston. Then we had the Pacers. I don't know what the Pacers are doing, but they lost. Holy moly, 78-121. The Pacers just didn't rock up. We got Durham, 15 points, 8 rebounds for the Pistons. The Pistons are a good team. They spread those points out there. We had the Suns beating the Knicks 106-99. Booker with 27 points for the Suns. The Thunder losing to Vic's Heat 120-122. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 39 points for OKC. Wasn't enough. Bam Adebayo there with 30 points, 12 rebounds for the Heat. The Timberwolves losing to the Spurs 123-126. Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man with 55 points, but it wasn't good enough. Victor Wembanyama, 39 points, 9 rebounds for the Frenchman, and a great victory there for the Spurs. The Hornets losing to the Warriors 116-136. We had the Wizards losing to the Nuggets, still Nuggets without old Joker, 115-121. Jamal Murray there doesn't seem to miss him. He's got 42 points, 6 assists there for Jamal Murray. And of course, the Lakers losing to the Trailblazers 116-132. LeBron James there with 20 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Not good enough there for the Lakers, who lose to the Trailblazers. That is your NBA. That is your show for this morning. As you can see in the background, that's exactly the weather out there tonight. Today it's 2 degrees, misty as hell. Horrible winter weather. But guys, join me later on for the AFCON, 8 o'clock Central European time for that one. And otherwise, enjoy your Sunday. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.